Okay. I suppose that everyone see my screen and
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Yes.
This short talk is about my journey on learning Shopify and finding a way to enjoy developing with it, because I love Rails and all the world around Rails, especially Hotwire. And I don't have much expertise in JavaScript, so I would prefer to use Rails and Hotwire to develop an application on with Shopify. And this is basically a way to learn and create also this talk that, like as I say, they forced to make me done, but I'm joking. Yeah, it's fun to make tools sometimes. So what's the plan for today? The plan is to explain a bit how and understand how the possible solution that we have to customize Shopify, because without it, I think that people that don't work on Shopify can be a bit lost on what I'm talking about. And this could be a bit boring for who works with Shopify already. And please let me know, raise your hands and let me know when I say something wrong, because it could be I'm learning Shopify right now. And the second part is building a Shopify app with Rails and Hotwire, because usually you build a Shopify app with Rails React, and we'll see later anyway the limitation and the problem that I had to do that, and how I have fixed these problems. And all the second parts will be a live coding session. So usually these things goes wrong, but it's okay. So let's start with the first part. So how you can customize Shopify? I found that we can create two groups of customizations. And the first is for the front end, the second is for the business logic and the admin interface, and adding customization to the admin. And so start from the first part, so the front end customization. I think that all us knows that you use themes that, and especially Liquid, that it's a language built from Shopify to create these kind of things. Here the website with some basic informations. If you want to know more about this, ask Gianluca Lia, because he loves to work on Liquid. I'm joking. He hates it, and he prefers for sure Hydrogen. Hydrogen is another way to customize the front end of Shopify, and I think they are investing a lot on Hydrogen because it has its own website. So basically, Hydrogen is an headless solution where the front end part speaks with Shopify with the GraphQL API. And in this part, I want to let you know that Shopify has two GraphQL APIs, one for the front end, one for the backend stuff. So don't be confused when you use it. Headless use the front end API, and it's loved by all the people that use React and love you to use JavaScript. Not me, unfortunately. And there are then switching to the backend customization that you can do. I found that there are these Shopify scripts that allow you to add custom logic in the backend and via scripts. And the good part is that you can write it in Ruby. The bad part is that they are deprecated and they will be deprecated next year. So they are replaced by Shopify Functions that are the new way to customize all the logic, the business logic of Shopify. The function, speaking about the function, for my understanding, you can use it with every technology that is compatible with WebAssembly. It seems for meta search that Ruby is with this library. Sorry, the link is broken. I have just to remove this. Because it seems that we have this library, it's a Ruby library that allow you to run application in a browser or with the WebAssembly runtimes. So maybe you can still write the Shopify functions with it. Who knows? And we'll see. Speaking about the Shopify function, I want to let you show you a bit where you can use it. For example, here you can use it in the for the cart to modify the cart, and I thought this simple code that explain, I think, well how it's used. You have a source code, and here in the TOML, we will have some, basically the TOML files are the configuration files that you use in the applications or to configure, in this case, the function. It has just a run function, yeah, JavaScript function in this case. But like I said, maybe you can use Ruby. I didn't try. And this function basically used to change the cart in some way and adjust the price of the cart. So I think it's a good way to customize Shopify because you don't have to store your code in an external service and you can react to events that happens on Shopify. I want some Shopify expert here to say something about that. I'm right. You can react to events. You don't need an external server to run it. I can't see you, so because I don't have double screen. So if you have, you can speak about it. No one. I know more than you about Shopify. Yeah, that's funny. Anyway, this is just another way to customize a function. And there is also another way to customize. In this case, is to customize more the UI of, in this case, the front end and the back end, both stuff. So you can add, for example, buttons or, I don't know, disclaimers, messages somewhere. And there are the Shopify extensions. The Shopify extensions, you can use it only on some places where Shopify let you use it. And here there is a list where you can use it in the admin, for example, in all these places, in the admin actions, admin block, in the checkout. I think that in our projects, I spoke with some people that works on Shopify. They told me that they used it in the checkout part. And one day during our meeting, a Shopify meeting on Fridays, I helped Paolo fixing one of this stuff, but it was related to a deploy. So it's a different beast. But I saw this stuff the first time with Paolo to show up just a message on the checkout. I think these explain really well what this mean. So here you can see the admin. This is Shopify admin, and you can add these kind of things. This is an extension that integrates well with the Shopify admin. These are extensions basically. So, and yeah. as you can say, you can add it in the front end and the back end. It depends. And they can be added also on Teams. I was spoken with Elia just before this talk, and he told me that you can create extensions and use the extensions in a team. So they are pretty powerful, I think. And the downside of the extension is that you have to write it in React in JSON configurations. So yeah, that's the bad thing. And all these methods, except for teams, all these methods usually are like grouped and grouped together inside an application. Basically, you create an application that have this feature inside it. They can have extension, function, and but they can have also another kind of application, another kind of customization that are applications that are run inside an iframe on Shopify. And I can show it here, the Shopify admin. And this one. Basically, you will have the application with a link on the sidebar. You can have a custom application with some feature directly into the Shopify admin. This is just, I think, an iframe that displays your application, and they have some features that I will show you later. So to create all this stuff, we have the Shopify CLI that with it you can create a theme, an app, the extension or the functions, and basically is the starting point where you want to go. And it's also help you to deploy directly to Shopify. And it has also a way to create to initialize a project with some templates. And as you can see here, we have different templates. We have templates for mix, for extension only templates. Like I said, you can create extensions with the CLI. And unfortunately, you can create, there is a template for Ruby, but it works only with React. That's the bad part. So it works perfectly. You create the app with Ruby, but Ruby and Rails, I mean, but yeah, it uses React and not Hotwire. So the talk is about that. Have to find a way to create the application, Shopify application with Rails and Hotwire. So before going into that part, I want to speak a bit about also the other stuff that are useful when creating an application. And one is Polaris. Polaris is basically the components that you can use on the admin to create an admin interface that behave really well with Shopify. When you create the application with Polaris, you don't notice the difference between your application and the Shopify admin. So it's really good. And again, Shopify has only the React components for Polaris and provide only the React components. But I hope that this will change, because I don't know if you know, DHH have joined the board of Shopify. Maybe I don't know, they will create also components for Rails and for Ruby, or more dynamic components like web components that can be used everywhere. I don't know, but I hope so. And fortunately for now, Another solution exists, and it's another open source project that has view component in it. Sorry, that implements the Polaris with the view components. Yes. And this is the page. And yeah, if you check this, it has a lot of components, but really a lot. I don't know if they mapped all the components from Polaris in React, but I think that they are almost every component. And yeah, I'm just clicking around to show how big is this library of components. Another feature, another library that is worth mentioning before starting to go to the code is the app bridge, and particularly the app bridge 4. What is app bridge? I show you here. This image show you this better than me. The app bridge allow the developer to add some Shopify specific feature. For example, here you can see that there is this navigation at the top that is created with a component, an app bridge component, or you can add links here in the sidebar. And as a reference, I wanted to show you how these components works, but I'll show you later during my live coding section. And the app bridge for, I think it's really powerful because you can have pickers for products and offer variants directly with the Shopify interface. So, like I said, building a Shopify app with Rails and Hotwire is possible. And you can do it by yourself, starting from Shopify CLI Rails template. So you can start from the CLI template, the React template, and change it to adapt it to use Hotwire, or you can start with a simple Rails application and use the Shopify app gem. That is this one. Here you have all the classic way to do that. But if I tried the first time and I failed, and yeah, I don't really feel it worked, but it didn't work really well with all the ecosystem. I had to understand how to integrate it with AppBridge 4 and yeah, something like that. So I found a better solution that usually is the simple solution that you have to pay. Yeah, because this guy, Platonov, and I think who works on Shopify know this name because he did a bunch of library for Shopify. Anyway, he created this Shopify Hotwire template that you can use, but I show you that that template it's for have that template you have to pay, and I paid $49. I hope to receive it back from Nebula, but who knows. Anyway. So, and there is also an open source template that is this one, but this one doesn't cover the latest CLI and latest Bridge 4. So it covers just Bridge 3. I could have go with this one, but you know the world go fast and we have to use the latest stuff. And yeah, so for what I said before, who works on Shopify maybe know this guy, especially for Shopify GraphQL gem. I saw some of us that use that gem. And as you can see, he's also a contributor of the Polaris view components gem that I showed you before. So after that, oh, what I did, sorry. After that, we can go on the live coding section that, as usually, I think we'll have some issues, but just start. So I added the command here to start the application. So and create the application, yeah, work with it. So the first thing to do is clone the repo. I will clone the repo here. So you see that we have the repo here. I go inside the repo and I start the editor. Sorry, let me. Okay, I just updated the Vim. Then let me copy the database YAML. This is just a shortcut to have everything prepared in the database YAML. It's just nothing special. I have just a configuration to connect to the database. And then, okay, we can go inside now here I am inside the project, and I can install the yarn stuff and the bundle stuff. All this stuff are of course are in the README on the template, in the template. No, it's not this one. Sorry, it's this one. Let me close the other tabs so it's easier to. All the stuff are here in the README, nothing special. Okay, now we have to link our store with Shopify. This part it's usually the starting point. Starting point with Shopify app, and in this case, I want to connect it to an existing app. That is this one, Alessio Rails app. That is my app that I use for development. Okay, this is done. And then just let me start the database and do. As usual, I have some issue. Let me put it down. I think I have, yeah, I have my stuff on with framework. I have stopped it. Let me go back to the project and let me start. This is basically just start Redis and the database. They are needed to let the application run. Okay, when we have the database Redis, we can set up the application. This is I promised you that this is the latest boring thing. And okay, it's done. And we can start developing. And with yarn dev. I check a yarn dev is just a shortcut to run Shopify app dev. That it's the common command that you use to develop the Shopify applications. So here we have to connect the application with a test store. I have mine, that is this one. Let me connect. And let's see, I hope that everything goes well. Okay, here he's creating a tunnel to allow the test application to speak with my local environment and with my application here, my laptop. I say that I want to automatically update the tunnel every time it change and on tab. And here, finally, we should have, I think, the application in our store. And as usual, we receive an error. No, but this error is something that it's something simple because the template is done to create also application that you can sell on the App Store. So it has a way to check that the subscription is active and some other stuff. I didn't go deeper in that, but it's easier here in the documentation. You see that we have just to in authenticate controller, you have to remove the before action. So let me go in authenticate controller. We have before action here. I can comment it for now. Let's refresh. And it works. Woo! Finally. And this is, as you can see, it's not different from the layout is not different, or the design is not different from the other pages on Shopify. And this is because Polaris view components. Here we have some feature. I want to show you some feature that this app give us. For example, this is a simple link where we can pick. This is the list of products from Shopify. And if we see the code is really easy to follow. We can, sorry, uh, sorry, uh, uh, sorry. We can start from the index here. This is the how we can use the Polaris view components. This is the button basically that bring you the product path and the product list. And if we go to the controller, product controller, we can see that here we are using the get product class. The get product class is a class that makes the GraphQL query, and this uses the library that I showed you before. Is this library that is Shopify GraphQL that some of us uses in production. And this is a detail. To use it, you have to put the code into this block. So for that reason, you see that get products is in this block, and it picks the current shop for you. So we have some stuff free for us. For example, the current shop is picked from the current shop. Basically, is my shop. It understand my shop because, as I said, this application can be salad. So in the App Store, so must be shop specific, or you can install it on a single shop and create a custom application. And as you can see here, this is the simplest part where you can write the query and execute it. When you execute it, then you have the views where, as usually, you show the list of products. Simple enough. You have the back URL. So this uses the Polaris page. And here we go back here on the application. This component is basically the page, and you can go back. This is the product list that we have here. Nothing special, but it's good. And I think it's creating components in this way. It's easier that create it with React. And the second part is the flash message. The flash message allow you this. Sorry, I have to hide it. This part allow you to display this flash message here the bottom. This is the way Shopify show the message. I want to show you this because here we can see the use of the app bridge and the extension or blocks anyway, because in the code here, the flash message, if we go there, you can see that inside the JavaScript we already have some the Shopify helper, and the Shopify helper allow us to use the Shopify API to interact with the Shopify world, with the Shopify interface, and this is provided by App Bridge 4, so you can use this Shopify. Okay, and I think this is great because you have this for free. And another thing that I want to show is the simple model. No, it's not this one. This is a simple model. Or yeah, maybe I can show you this one because it has inside some grid feature. So the code is pretty easy to navigate. It's not that much. If we go inside, sorry, I missed that part. The model controller. Wait. I missed that. We should have something. Let me search by clicking. No, it's impossible to search like that. Sorry for that. I was supposed to have all the stuff ready, but I have to prepare better for this, I think, for this part. Anyway, sorry. I have to search where the views are. I was thinking that they were there, but they are not. So I think they're in the JavaScript controller. The modal controller. Modals. Okay, it's here. As you can see here, yeah, sorry for let you wait all this time, but I found it. Here you can see that we have this view, this component. This is a web component. This is another way that we can create and interact with Shopify. And this is basically this component. If you use it, Shopify will have or will display the modal with the Shopify UI, of course, and that is a good way to create an app and have all cohesive, all that works well together. And to open the model, as you can see, we just use the stimulus controller. Is the one that I showed you before that I lost time searching around for this model. And another way that you can use this stuff is, for example, picking a product picker. This picker is provided directly from Shopify. So if we search for a model, I think no, product, confirmation model, no. I have to go to the home and the index. It's easier to start from the product picker here, so and see what's going on. So the product picker uses this resource picker class that is a stimulus controller. So this stimulus controller just uses this one, the Shopify API to open a resource picker based on the on the parameter that you use. It opens a different picker, so you can use it to open a product picker or a variant picker. And I think this is great. And when you select it, it's really easy to, here you have to put your code to handle the selection. In this case, when you select, it just show a flash message here. So another way, and the important thing that I want to show you is that right now we are just using Stimulus and Rails, our stuff that we love. We can create an app for the admin, for the Shopify admin with it, and we can integrate it really well with Shopify, with Polaris, and using the components and the app bridge for APIs that Shopify give us. For sure, every time you need something, you have to go to the documentation to see how to use it. But I think the important stuff is that you know that this kind of stuff exists, that is not limited to the React world, that can be used with Rails and Hotwire. And the latest thing that I want to show is an experiment on how to use Turbo to lazy load, in this case, the product the products page. So this list here, I want just to lazy load and use Turbo to show you that also Turbo can be used here inside this app. So I prepared some code. If we go in to the index and just copy and paste this code here. This is the first iteration. Now we have this turbo sample. It says that content is missing. This is before we have to add something in the index page, products index page. And let me change it. I'm not changing. I can show you what it's needed. We just need to add this turbo frame tag here. And at the end here, and it just works. And I know that almost all of us knows how Turbo works, but I explain a bit. This just create a turbo frame, named products, and lazy load this path. Then, and this path is this page. Then the content, this content here described by this name will be placed inside this turbo frame. So it's already working because it has a hot reloading, but if we reload, we see that the page is loaded, and then a bit later with the lazy load, the list of the products are loaded. So that means that we can use turbo frames with it. And it already uses also all the other turbo feature, like for example, this loader is done by Turbo using the Shopify app bridge, and it uses also Turbo, what's called Turbo streams for some other stuff that I have to investigate. Sorry, I didn't have time. Another latest thing that I want to show you is are these links, the secondary page and stuff like that. You can add it, creating a Polaris secondary page like this. So you can create other pages, not just the home page, with Polaris, so with app bridge 4, and they are shown here. So this is the good thing. And the way that this is done to show these links, again, is to using a web component that Shopify give us. In this case, the UI and menu. It has also a controller attached to it, and with the action to navigate. So in this case, the template give us some feature in this case the feature to navigate the the page inside our application. And I think that it's all. Thanks for listening. Hope that you enjoyed. If you have some question or you wanna play around with it, since I paid for this template, I will not share it with you for sure.